All right, I think I'm back online. Sorry about that, you guys. All right, so I'm going to continue with the questions here. Let's see. Thanks, Mike. I appreciate that feedback. As far as training on my grip, what I do is static holds with a plate. So I'll hold like 5 pounds or a 10-pound weight between my ring finger and my thumb, and my pinky and my thumb for 5 to 10 seconds each. That's a great way. Another one is just doing rack pulls and actually just holding the bar for light deadlift. That will train your forearm and your grip and your calluses. That's probably the safe bet to start training your grip. See a couple of you guys coming back on. Sorry, the feed died on me there. I don't know why. Maybe a network issue or something, but I'm going to kind of keep going through the rest of the questions here. Meathead Life, absolutely get it, and I'll help you out any way I can. 335 bench to 350 is not a big jump at all. It's definitely something that's doable. What do I think about Smolov Jr.? So I know that it's a lot of volume. Sometimes, and most of the feedback I get is it's too much volume. It's too frequent. Now, if you're a lower end, squatter, bench, or deadlifter, and you're on the lower end of the weight, you could probably benefit from it. If you're on the higher end, and you start getting super heavy, it's just way too much volume, way too much for most people that I've heard. I have personally not tried it, but I've seen it and studied it, and there's very little that I take away from it. But I've seen some guys do some serious stuff on it, so it's kind of, it's good and bad. I've heard both. Jesse, let's see, powerlifting coach. I'm going to be a powerlifting coach for local high school. I'm thinking of running Josh Bryant's strength program for them. What do you think? Absolutely. I would ask Josh and see. He may have a slightly different approach. Maybe just get some ideas. Just tell him what you're thinking about doing. He may have something a little more tailored. But sure, I don't see why that wouldn't be at least a good start. My coach has me benching 5 times a week. I'm only a 350 bench. That's a lot. That's a lot. I personally have never heard of a success story of that many times benching. You're not recovering. At least I can pretty much say that with a safe bet. If you're sore, and I mean sore to the point where it hurts the next day, because obviously if you're benching 5 times a week, then you're having to almost bench the next day. You're not recovering enough. You need more time than that. I advocate at least 24 to 48 hours minimum before hitting bench again. I would go with the 48, to be honest. It's worked a lot better for me. That's what I've done literally since I was a 300-pound bencher. So hit me up on a DM or just shoot me an email. Let me know. Maybe I can see what you're doing, the numbers, the accessories, if you're getting plenty of sleep at night, things like that. How long you've been doing that, and how's your progress been? If you're able to make some progress on it, then keep doing it. If you've been stalled out for a while, maybe you reassess what you're doing. Trying to hit 500 is a natural. Okay, so let's see. Currently it's 455. What's your number one piece of advice? Recovery. Recovery is always my number one piece of advice. If you're going to bust your butt in the gym, you better make sure that you can sleep at night and eat properly. As far as being able to hit 500 natural, absolutely, it's definitely possible, and that and a lot more. So you don't need to go to the dark side. So Mike, you ask, I train in a commercial gym often. Any reason not to go to home setup? Well, for one, I don't have room in the house. 2, I like to be out among the people. Now, for my super heavy days, I'm going to be at a powerlifting gym with people that I trust, with a setup that I trust, the bars that I trust, the weights, and the equipment that I need. But for most volume days, light days, like I'll be at a commercial gym for the next couple of days because I'm doing accessory work. Put my headphones on and I keep myself motivated. I don't need anybody there to say anything, do anything. I just need a place that has the equipment, and that's, I can make it work. Now, when I'm going for a super heavy squat, obviously I want the right equipment. I want the right atmosphere, music. You know, I want to be able to chalk up properly for, you know, the traction and things like that. But I've learned to make it work. The atmosphere at a commercial gym, I've actually learned to use because it's kind of cool, honestly. You know, as long as nobody's getting in your way. It's nice to have an audience because then I can talk to them and ask them how their training's going, and they can see somebody that normally would be untouchable in the world of strength right there, literally in front of them. And instead of being a douchebag about it, which a lot of stronger guys typically try to be, you know, oh, I'm stronger than you, so get off my squat rack kind of thing. I'll let the little old lady work in with me, and then I'll start talking to her, and, you know, maybe she can get some advice, you know, in general about what she's doing. Maybe she's having a knee problem, or this guy's having some issues with his form or whatever. And I'm able to just kind of converse with the normal everyday people, which brings me down. Then I'm not ego driven all the time. You know, I'm not thinking about pushing everything to the limit all the time. I can think, okay, what did I do when I was this age? What was I thinking about? What was I, instead of it being pedal to the metal all the time, it just brings me down, kind of normalizes everything. It seemed to work very well. And I think a lot of guys in the hardcore world would think, oh no, I got to be in a hardcore gym all the time. You know, to each their own. You know, I don't necessarily like to hear Madonna playing in the background at that's why I wear headphones, but I do what I do.
We're ready for bed.
All right, couple more questions. I got to put the kids to bed, so I'm gonna wrap this video up. Like I said, family first. Oh, Meg, I've already reached the end. All right, that was easy, I think. Let's see. Have you encouraged your, oh, here we go, Mike. Have you encouraged your kids to get involved with strength sports? I am encouraging them to get involved in anything that is gonna make them better. Either it be music, either it be, you know, something intellectual with you know, their academic work, and sports. So I think my son's really taken a liking. He's in National Honor Society, so definitely bright, and taking a liking to soccer. So my daughter, she's starting to think about swimming, so I think we're going to talk about that. My 4-year-old hasn't done any sports yet, but I think we might try to do the soccer route with him again, like we did the older two, and they really liked it. So but strength-wise, they know what I do. They go to the events. They go to the meets. So I wouldn't be surprised if they get involved in it. I'm not going to push them or do anything crazy, but you know, we'll see. We'll see. Just stay tuned. Maybe you'll have an all-time world record holder in the family. Going for the 700 Reebok World Break. I'm not planning on being on Reebok Record Breakers, at least at the moment. I couldn't even tell you when that is. But I am planning on doing 700 plus at Boss of Bosses for bench. That's always on the agenda. That's my next goal for bench. So naturally, it should be at a full meet. Why not? But I'm going to wrap it up. I definitely appreciate you guys all tuning in. Sorry for the little technical difficulty I had a little bit ago, but hopefully I got all the questions answered. If I missed anything, you guys can always reach out to me on Instagram at Swimhack. Definitely give me a follow over there if you're not already. Check my website out, benchonly.com. Got some cool shirts over there for my bench, my raw bench press shirts, the most popular one. Got my training programs over there. Like I said, 24-week bench program, 24-week full power program. If you get any of those this month until July 15th, entered into a chance to win a pair of wrist wraps and elbow sleeves from Mark Bell. But I also have my 8 and 16-week bench programs and the 16-week full power program. If you just want to try your hand at a new program, see if you can't get some results from it. Had a lot of great feedback. I want to send a shout out to you guys over at Massonomics. This is the lift shirt that I've been wearing. This is not my shirt. This is Massonomics. Check them out. They're also on YouTube. Got a nice podcast. They got new tanks and stuff out, lift shorts. Pretty good guys over there. Obviously, always send a shout out to my coach, Josh Bryant. Skull Smash Ammonia, Steve over there. Send a shout out to Mark Bell and Slingshot. Got Texas Power Bars and always giving me my bars. I got my deadlift bar, my squat bar, and my Texas Power Bar, which handle lots and lots of weight. Really, really good stuff. Hand Armor Chalk and you know, Dubs Barbell Club, World Woodland Strength and Conditioning, all my training partners out there. Thank you guys for the support. Thank you guys for following me and on my journeys, and subscribing. If you haven't already, please do that. Like the video and stay tuned to the recaps. I'll be doing slightly different recaps going into Boss of Bosses, but definitely going to show you guys everything that's going forward. But thanks, you guys. Appreciate it, and I will see you guys later.